So question 24, a patient receives an IV flow rate of 50 microdrips per minute. And the question asks us to calculate how much fluid the patient will receive per hour and then per day. It looks like we don't have a lot of information here, but we actually do, because the 50 microdrips per minute actually means just 50 drops per minute using a micro drop set, which means a 60 drop set. So a micro drip is delivered by a 60 drop set, which we can break down as 60 drops per mil. Each 1 mil contains 60 drops, or each 1 mil has been divided into 60 drops. So our key bits of information are the drop set and the flow rate in drops per minute. I would suggest we start with the drop set, and we can get started using a box to solve this one. So we'll place the drop set into the box. We'll say 60 drops per 1 mil. So this is in. And now we have to find the information that will match here. Well, we can see that the drops will match. So we'll put 50 drops right next to the 60 drops. I cannot put the 1 minute here on the bottom. Not at all, because it doesn't match with the mil. So what I'll do is I'll just hang the minutes on the side here. It's 50, so don't forget it's 50 drops per minute. Whatever answer we get in here will be mils per minute. That minute will be carried on. So let's even just clear that so we know this is what we are after. And let's do the calculation. So 60 drops goes down to 50 drops, so 1 mil has to go down as well. So our answer is probably going to be 0 point something. Let's do the full calculation using a calculator. So we multiply 1 by 50 and divide by the third number, which is the 60 drops. Doing the calculation here and just getting the exact answer, we get 0.8333. I won't even round at this stage because that's not our final answer yet, but this is mils per that minute that was hanging there and waiting. So that is actually almost our answer, because we have the volume per minute. The first question asked us the volume per hour. If we know that 1 minute, in 1 minute will deliver 0.8333 mils, it means that in 1 hour we'll deliver 60 times more that. So just do that 0.8333. I suggest you just use whatever number is on the screen of your calculator and just multiply by 60, because then it comes out really rounded nicely and you don't need to worry. So we get 50 what? Mils. We are always talking about the volume, but this time per hour. That's it. Part B, so we don't need to do a box again. So this time we only solved it using one box and the intuitive idea that 1 hour has 60 minutes and that 1 day, because the second part of the question wants to know the volume per day. So we're going to simply say, well, if it's 50 mils in 1 hour per hour, we will need 24 times that volume. So all we need to do is multiply our 50 mils by 24. And once we do that, we get 1200 mils per day, because we were talking about 24 hours. We used the box for solving this problem. We could maybe now use just the idea of, same idea, but just using the formula method. So looking at the information we have there, and it's all the same for the first part. It's still the same idea that 50 microdrips actually means 50 drops. Whoops. 50 drops per minute. And we are using a 60 drop per mil. So what we could say here is, it doesn't sound so easy to talk about want over have times the third number. But what we want actually to discover is the volume, the mils, for the 50 drops per minute flow rate. So 50 drops per minute, and I'll carry the minute there with me, is our want, because that's what our focus is. The have, so this is in, the have needs to match the drops here. Well, the only way to find the drops is in the 60 drop per mil. So 60 drops. And then the third number is our 1 mil, part of what we are calling the have here. So doing this calculation exactly as before, 50 divided by 60 times 1, 0.8333. The drops cancel out, but we have the answer in mils per minute. And then it's the same as before. We multiply this volume by 60 to get 1 hour, because this was 1 minute per minute. And we get the 50 mils per hour. And we multiply this volume, or the 50 mils, by 24 to get the full day volume, which is 1200 mils per day, every 24 hours. So we have here two methods. We have the box method and the formula method, but they both use exactly the same idea, starting with the drop set. The drop set idea in the box, because that's our have, and starting with the want, in this case the 50 mils per hour, in the formula. So stick with your method, use your box or use your formula, whatever makes more sense to you.